Well, Jason, just disappointing afternoon yesterday, but I guess the start we made to the game didn't really help us.
No, unusually for us, it was a slow start, and it took us a while to get into the game. And before we knew it, we'd conceded a goal that we, could certainly have defended a lot better, and normally do defend a lot better. But yeah, to be 1-0 down, and it gave the crowd a lift and gave them a lift. I thought, fair play to Port Vale. I thought they started particularly well and on the front foot, and we found it difficult, particularly early on in the game. And we then fell behind to a great strike from Proctor, into the top corner, and found ourselves 2-0 down. And I thought sort of from after that we managed to steady the ship for 5-10 minutes, and then towards the end of the first half, I thought we were right back in it and creating a few openings of our own. And I think if we would have scored in that period before half time, it would have set up a different second half. But unfortunately we didn't. And as much as we had some opportunities in the second half and huffed and puffed, I thought, Port Vale were probably, very worthy winners on day.
Disappointing with that second goal, because I got the feeling we were just beginning to grow into the game when they scored it.
Yeah, like I say, it took us a while to get going yesterday, and once we did, we started to play some good patterns of football and put some pressure onto Port Vale. But the second goal coming when it did, it was, like I say, it was a great strike from the edge of the box. I don't think he scored too many of them this season, but fair play. It was a great strike, and like I say, it just gave them the opportunity to if you like waste time when they needed to and be professional in the way that they were. And we found it very difficult second half, albeit, like I said, if we'd have managed to get the one goal back, I think it would have been a totally different game. But towards the end of the game, it was sort of turned into one of those days where we weren't going to score, and we take it on the chin and move on, as we always do.
Well, people drawing parallels sort of after the second goal had gone into the game of Sutton, when they started very well and went 2 up as well. I guess if Craig Eastwood had managed to get, he'd probably be disappointed he didn't get one of the 3 shots he had during the afternoon, at least on target.
Yeah,
when the first half had gone in, could have been
when you see Craig Eastman training every day as we do and playing in games as you do, you're surprised when he doesn't hit the target from that kind of opportunity, and to have sort of 3 fairly similar ones, I'm sure he'll be disappointed himself. But we had other opportunities as well. Omar was unfortunate with his one that the goalkeeper spilt, that he couldn't quite turn and get the shot down. Kizzy hit the bar with a header. So, we had opportunities certainly within the game to get back into it. And like I say, I think if we'd have got 1 goal back, then it could easily have been a different game. But like I say, it wasn't to be, and we'll move on.
Yeah, a few of the players who've been out injured recently came back into the lineup. How difficult was it, knowing they were fit? How difficult was it to decide which ones to put into the first team starting lineup, which ones to put on the bench, and given Tuesday as well, which ones from that side to leave out?
Yeah, well, it's been a really difficult period. From the Wigan game, when we put so much into that to win and get through. We've on the back of that have been really up against it with regards to the numbers that we've had. Travelling to Oldham on Tuesday night with only sort of 3 fit players on the bench, and we had the same at Swindon. So we've been up against it recently in terms of numbers, and it's taken its toll on the squad. And the players that have been playing have put a tremendous shift into every game that we've played, and the boys that have been sort of trying to get back from injury have been training extremely hard to get back. So it was great on Friday to travel in the numbers that we did, to have players back available. And like you say, it's just really getting the balance then right of who needs certain minutes, or for an example, on Tuesday night, Kenny Davis has come back from a long injury, and we were mindful that he could only probably play up to 60 minutes, so Harry Buterman was coming back from a hamstring, and we had to be careful with him. So he played only 30 minutes on Tuesday. It was good to see him get 90 minutes in yesterday. It was good to see Tanto back on the pitch for us yesterday. Donovan Wilson's obviously declared himself fit. So we had numbers coming back into the squad. And now it's a case of sort of picking up the bodies from yesterday's game. We'll give the boys a couple of days off, and then we'll be in on Tuesday, and we'll see sort of where the squad is this week in training, and looking to pick the best sort of team possible to put on a better performance on Sunday.
90 minutes out of Louis John as well. Generally, did all the players coming back yesterday come through it okay?
Yeah, as far as I know, there's no sort of new injuries on that. And like you say, Louis has been struggling with his injury for a number of weeks, and as you know, he needs rest really, and a period of that. But he's prepared to put himself through it for the good of the team and for the good of the club. So fair play to Louis. He's come back in yesterday and had a good 90 minutes. So all being well, he'll be another one that's sort of added to the group this week and looking to be fit for Sunday.
And the three that didn't make it yesterday are still out: Rob Milsom, Ali Smith, and John Barden. Are they? Yeah. One assumes if they didn't play yesterday, they must be struggling a little bit to be in the shape.
Yeah, well, week. I think Ali is back. He trained on Friday for the first time, but he's been out obviously for a number of weeks. So we've got to be a little bit careful with Ali, but he'll hopefully, all being well, train fully this week. Rob Milson isn't far away, probably not quite ready for the weekend, but he's probably another one that's looking to train this week, and hopefully, he'll be fit to do so. John's one that he's not overly comfortable at the moment. From he's had a couple of injections to help settle things down, and it hasn't quite done that. But I think he's looking to sort of push on a bit this week, and obviously he's another one that's been out for a period of time now, unfortunately for John and for us. But hopefully, he can get back training shortly. But certainly I would see Rob and Ali being fit to train this week, and maybe John by the back end of the week.
Of course, with it being normally sort of running into the last month of the season, just be league games, or a Wembley final, sort of rather changes things a little bit because everybody wants to be fit to play in it.
Well, you could see that on Friday. Suddenly, people declaring themselves fit because they know what's happening this week. So and we have to be mindful of where everyone's at and making sure that we're not playing players that aren't fit. Because as much as Wembley's a massive game and it's a cup final, very much in our minds is the 7 games on the back of that can really make it an unbelievable season. So. As much as our focus this week will totally be on the Wembley final and Rotherham, I think very much so we need to get as many fit bodies as we can going into the last sort of 7 games of the season in the league to see where that can take us as well. So, it's just getting as many fit people as we can training and into games going into that period.
And as much as that as well, it must have been a little bit harsh on some of the players who played well, particularly at Oldham on Tuesday night, to actually not make it into the lineup yesterday.
Very much so, and and that's where certainly earlier in the season the squad was very strong, and we were having to make those kind of decisions. And obviously, as the season's gone on, certain people have been injured or not been available to play, and it gives other people opportunities. So. Like I said earlier, after the Wigan game, we've very much been sort of down to the bare bones, but it's given people opportunities to get back and play. Kobe Rowe's been out for a long time, and he's come back, and we've put him back into the sort of fold, and he's had 4 games on the spin there and done particularly well. He's getting stronger, getting back to the Kobe Rowe we know, and he's fitter now, and hopefully we can keep him fit going into this period. Adam Lovett, we've called him back from Tunbridge. He's had a great spell with Steve McKim at Tunbridge Angels, and you can really see his development under Steve there. And it's been great for us to be able to give him his league debut, and he's done particularly well in the 3 games that he's played. So yeah, it was a tough call on him yesterday, but when you've got your senior players like your Harry Butemans and your Kenny Davises and your Craig Eastmans coming back, unfortunately for Adam, he's lower down the pecking order in that regard right now. But, he's certainly done himself no harm in the games that he's played. And we know that we can rely on Adam when it's his turn to play, Killian Kouassi's come back on loan from Chesham. And it's great for us to give a young academy boy his league debut, So I think he's certainly one for the future. But it's been great to get him back in and around it and playing. And even Craig Dundas is still getting on the pitch at the age that he is, and it's a credit to Craig. His fitness is is right up there. And you know, for someone to be playing football at his age is tremendous. And you know, it's been great for him.
And although he's back on the bench yesterday, 2 goals Ricky Corbell scored on Tuesday night must have been another confidence booster for the squad in general.
Yeah, well, it's been great for Ricky to have a little, you know, to get his starts. You know, he's been coming off the bench quite regularly, but you know, actually starting a couple of games as he has recently has given him that opportunity. And like you say, I thought his second goal on Tuesday was tremendous. You know, he's a great run. It was a great pass from Kenny, but you know, I think Ricky really showed a good bit of composure there when he got into that position to go around the goalkeeper. And I thought, sorry, slightly past the goalkeeper, but you know, it was yeah, pleasing to see, you know, that we're getting goals from that area. You know, there's obviously Will's scored recently a couple of times in the same game, and then Enzio scored a couple of times in the same game. So to be getting goals from that area of the pitch has been very pleasing.
And looking at the result yesterday, looking at the league table, that didn't do a huge amount of damage in the sort of promotion picture. It's still very, very congested, and probably will be when we come back to it in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, it's so tight, like you say, and everyone's playing each other. So as much as, you know, you think, oh, that certain people are on a good run or that certain people could pull away, you know, that they're all playing each other at different stages, and it probably just needs a couple of wins back to back to put yourself right in the picture again, you know. And yes, if you look at the league, you look and say, oh, well, you know, we've slipped to 10th, but realistically, there's sort of a couple of points between sort of 7 and 8 teams. So, you know, you just need to, for us, you know, like I say, our full focus this week will be on Rotherham. But then after that, we know that, you know, with 7 games to go, it's fully capable that if we can put the wins together and get the squad back firing, that we have a good, strong end to the season, then we could be in the mix, definitely.
An important week this week, no midweek game, so a full week to prepare for the Papa John's final on Sunday, and that must be a good thing.
Yeah, it's been such a busy schedule, and particularly with the way that the games have fallen. You know, 5 out of the 6. So we've gone back to back Saturday, Tuesday, and 5 out of the 6 have been away from home. You know, and they're not sort of local ones either. You know, when you look at Wigan, Oldham, Swindon, Port Vale, you know, so we've done some travelling in that period. You know, so I think you know, it'd be good to give them a bit of downtime. Like I say, they're going to have a couple of days, Sunday, Monday off, and then we'll be back in. And then ready to sort of rock it up, ready for the weekend. But you know, that we've got through that period, albeit we would have liked to have picked up a few more points than we did. But we are where we are, and we're still well within reach of everybody. And like I say, it'd be good to just go have a good week on the training ground as such. Work on a couple of bits that we need to make sure we've got people fit and ready to go, and hopefully we can all be ready to go and put a good performance in on Sunday.
Well, I hope it's a successful week, Jason, and we'll catch up with you and Matt later in the week. But thanks for talking to us.
Great stuff. Cheers, Tony.